Hello, everybody. This is Bronson's By Any Means Necessary Fantasy Baseball Talk for Monday, September 12th. I'm back home. As you can see, I just got off the plane like an hour ago. A long day traveling. I ended up having to do 3 separate flights, 4-hour layovers each, because this was the way that I set it up. I wanted to see a new airport, Houston, George Bush Intercontinental. Pretty decent airport. No complaints about that airport, really. And then I took a 4-hour layover in Las Vegas because I had made plans to see somebody, an old friend of mine who lives there. And we had made these plans a couple of weeks ago. I told her when I bought the tickets that I was coming to Vegas. I told her before I left from Miami that I was coming to Vegas. I told her again yesterday. Remind her again yesterday that I was coming to Vegas. She was all excited to see me. And then, when it comes to the day, today, of course, as my luck always goes, I got stood up and let down. So it's like, every time I start thinking positive and hopeful about other people, they never fail to disappoint me. This is why I so very rarely try to make plans with people, because I don't want to be disappointed by people, because that is constantly what happens, because people have free will and they will disappoint me every chance they get. So, yeah, that didn't work out. So I was sitting in Las Vegas for 4 hours, and I'm a little pissed because Vegas is doing a lot of construction at the airport. I'm not a fan of the Las Vegas airport the more I go there. But today, I was walking, so I was looking for some food because I was hungry as hell. Because I didn't eat dinner last night because I was running out of money, and I was just depressed last night. My lunch was basically my dinner. I had lunch and dinner combined, but I was still a little hungry last night. Went to bed hungry, woke up, I did have breakfast, but I was hungry. So I went looking for food, and I walked out past this construction, didn't say anything about, you're now leaving security checkpoint. Didn't say anything about that, so I just kept walking. I walked out because I thought it would still be high security. So I left A gate and walked out to towards B gate stuff. Never had any inclination that I was no longer behind TSA. And so I had bought this barbecue sauce, $8 barbecue sauce in Houston for my dad as a souvenir, because I wanted, I know my dad likes barbecue sauce. I wanted him to try some Texas barbecue sauce, because he's a big fan of Sweet Baby Ray's. I believe that's from Texas. So I wanted to get him some authentic Texas barbecue sauce. So I bought this in Houston, and I left the security checkpoint, and I came back through the security checkpoint with the barbecue sauce in my backpack. And I figured they would say something, but I was hoping they wouldn't. And I know the rules. It's not like I'm purpose. I wasn't ignorant to the fact that I was sneaking more than 3.4 ounces of barbecue sauce through TSA. But it was a plastic bottle, so I was hoping they wouldn't care. But no, they cared. Even though it was a plastic bottle and it was sealed, they wouldn't let me sneak it through. So I wasted $8, had to throw it away. So I'm not a big fan of the Vegas airport. I'm going to try to avoid that from now on. It's just so cheap. Vegas is just so cheap to get to, and it's a big hub for going a lot of other places. So it's Vegas is a very convenient airport to use as a piggyback to other places I want to go, rather than flying directly from Portland, where it's, for whatever reason, hella more expensive. So I just catch a flight from Portland to Vegas for less than $100, and then go from Vegas to wherever for a reasonable price, because flying getting to Vegas cheap and leaving Vegas is cheap. Because people know that Vegas knows you're going to spend money there. So they don't care. They don't care about ripping you off coming down, and they don't care about ripping you off leaving because they've already ripped you off while you were here in the city. But I don't like it. I don't like the Vegas airport, so we're going to probably start avoiding it. And Miami was not my scene. I was very disappointed in Miami, and it kind of bums me out because I was so excited for Miami, and I was like, I wanted to go to Miami since I was since I hit puberty. I wanted to go to Miami, and yeah, not great. I mean, obviously lots of beautiful women. I never made it to any of the Miami beaches. I went to Hollywood Beach, and there was gorgeous women, even in the morning before it got super hot at like 10 a.m., 9:30, 10 a.m. Gorgeous women all over the beach. It was great. And then there's just lots of gorgeous women in Miami, just everywhere, because it's a big Latin community, and I love very attractive Latin women. So it was nice. It's just culture shock. Miami is basically like, really, it's not. It feels like another country. Like Puerto Rico, maybe because I was in the touristy sections of Puerto Rico, but Puerto Rico felt more like the USA than Miami did, which is weird because Miami, everybody speaks Spanish down there, and I don't. I had to have a guy. I was trying to order some food. This lady didn't speak a lick of English, and so I had to have this guy behind me translate for me. I felt stupid because it always makes me feel stupid because I wish when I was a kid, I'd taken Spanish because I knew, like, I was, 14, 15 years old. I could see where the world was heading. Spanish is going to be an important language for me. I should have learned it. My dumb ass started thinking with my brain when I was 14 to 15. I was thinking with my dick. I wanted to learn French because French was going to give me girls. That's what I cared about, was getting girls. I didn't care about my future at that point in time. And I know that Spanish and French have some similarities, so if I really took the time to learn Spanish, I could. I think I would pick up on it pretty quickly if I was in Miami for another week or two. I probably would have picked up on it. It's just, I don't know. And I still don't know what to think of Florida. I've been to Florida now. I went to Naples. Naples was okay, but I think it was because I had my friend EJ with me. That made it hell of a lot better. Fort Myers was very underwhelming. Jacksonville was a complete weird town. And then now Miami, which I haven't been impressed with Miami either. So it's like, I'm still, there's good things about Florida. I like the fact that Florida is, warm. I like the fact that Florida has lots of beautiful women. Florida has, culture. Florida has lots of good things, but Florida also has lots of cons. Like, Florida is so flat. Everything's at sea level. If they're like that state could be completely underwater in a decade because there's no elevation in that state at all. And then just people are weird there. People are rude in Miami, especially. They were so super rude. And then lots of Republicans they're kind of weird. And the humidity, I cannot deal with the humidity, even though I did kind of start to acclimate after 4 days there. The first 3 days were completely miserable. Lots of water. Water is nice. So I'm still trying to figure out how I feel about Florida after the 10 days that I've been there. I've been to 4 airports in Florida. I've been in Florida for 10 days. Florida is one of the places other than Oregon and Washington and Arizona that I've spent the most time. So, I should have a good opinion. I should have an opinion one way or another, and I don't. I'm kind of neutral on Florida at this point. And Yeah, I'm not sure. I guess I'm gonna have to go back. I'm probably not gonna go to Miami, but I'm probably gonna have to go back to another place, like I don't know, Orlando or something. And or actually, I kind of want to go to the Panhandle. I kind of want to see the Florida Georgia line area. I want to see the highest point in Florida, which is 345 feet. It's some little hill up on the Alabama border. I kind of want to see that place, just so I can say that I've been at the highest point in Florida, something quirky like that. So maybe one of these days I'll go check that place out. But Key West was awesome, though. Key West would have been super cool. Key West is a place I'm definitely going to want to go back to in the wintertime when the humidity is manageable and the weather is manageable for someone of Viking descent like me, I'm built for dry. I'm built for cold and dry. I'm not built for humid and hot. Like I can deal with hot. The older, because Oregon summers are getting hotter pretty much every year. Arizona summers, dry. I do like the dry heat a lot. I've discovered in the last couple of years, but humidity. I'm not a fan of humidity, and yeah. So Key West, and Key West has its own international airport too, which I didn't know that until I got down there. It's tiny, super tiny, but I could fly. I mean, I don't have to deal with the rest of Florida at all. I could just fly from Atlanta or to Key West, or Houston to Key West, or anywhere other than Miami or Fort Lauderdale or Orlando or any of those places there. So, or go direct if I want to pay that much. What else did I want to talk about? I didn't expect to talk about Florida that much. Yeah, people are disappointing, and what can you do? People are just. I try not to expect anything from people, and so when you expect nothing and you don't put effort into seeing people, I don't get disappointed. But it's just when I do put in, just start to get a little tiny, teensy, little bit of hope and optimism about a person not letting me down, they do let me down. So okay, let's just get to the baseball stuff. I think there's more I wanted to talk about, but I kind of got distracted by talking so much about the one thing. Baseball, 2 players to consider adding. Oh, baseball. It should be the second week of your playoffs. So if you made it this far, congratulations, and you're welcome. I know I had something to do with that because I put out solid baseball information, even if it doesn't get appreciated or watched. I know I'm putting out solid information, so you're welcome. Congratulations. If you're playing in a random free league that you joined on ESPN, this is week 2 of the first round because it's a 2-week playoff matchup. I've always hated that. I don't know why they do it that way. That's the way they do it. So I'm in week 2 of my playoff matchups. I am in the lead in all of them, so that's good. But the 2 players to consider adding, Josh Young. It's finally the Josh Young era in Texas at third base. He's been a hyped prospect for a long time, and he has come out smoking. I just added him. Was it this morning? Like I said, it's been a long day. I think it was technically last night before I went to bed, but it was for today. I added him because I've been needing. There's one league I've not had a second. I've had one third baseman all season long, and I've been waiting for a decent enough third baseman to hit the waiver wire or something to pick up, and there just hasn't been any. But I've been carrying like 7 outfielders all year and one third baseman. So I finally got one, Josh Young, yesterday, so it worked out perfectly because I dropped. Did I drop somebody or did somebody get hurt? I don't even remember what the hell I did. I think I might have moved someone to the injured list. And picked up Josh Young. So now I have a normal setup where I like to carry 6 outfielders because you have to start 5, which I also think is stupid. Why do we start 5 outfielders? That's a lot to me. I wish it would be just 4. Like I could live with 4, but 5 is just too many because you basically have to carry 1 or even 2 extra outfielders on your bench. Because I mean, with 5 starters every day, there's a good chance someone is going to miss a game, here and there. So you need to have that backup just in case. So I have 6 outfielders, 2 third basemen. Josh Young, very hot prospect, very hot commodity on the waiver wire right now. And then Jake McCarthy of the Diamondbacks. I don't know where this guy came from. He's not one of them hot outfield prospects that Arizona has, but he's really raking right now. He could definitely be useful to your team. He's probably the hottest ad on fantasy baseball among hitters right now. For the pitchers, for Tuesday, I have 2. Wednesday, I've got 4. And Thursday, I've got 0. So Tuesday, Hunter Brown, the young prospect, the next great young pitching phenom for the Astros because they somehow continue to keep churning them out. Had a great debut start in his last start, and now he's facing the lowly Tigers. So he should be able to have 2 great starts in a row to start his career. And then Bailey Falter, still killing it for the Phillies, still getting disrespected. He'll be facing the Marlins, terrible Marlins, who I went to a game on Saturday, beautiful park, but they got their asses whooped. And it was Pablo Lopez pitching from Florida. He's been outstanding this year, and he absolutely shit the bed on Saturday night. So it was definitely his worst start of the year. So I'm so glad that I, was there to watch him have a meltdown on the mound. Like, I'm clearly bad luck for him. And I apologize to Pablo Lopez for being there to ruin his night, but still owned 90% of leagues, so he's still a top 50 pitcher, even after negative. He gave up 10 runs, and he ended up scoring negative 21 points. So that's not good. Not good at all. Wednesday, 4 pitchers. We have Roansy Contreras back on this list. He's been pitching pretty well for the Pirates since getting recalled, and he's facing the terrible Reds on Wednesday, so that's a good start. I think I'm about to sneeze. I apologize if I do. Edward Cabrera of the Marlins against the Phillies. I still like Edward Cabrera's talent, even if the Marlins are clearly going nowhere this year. Tyler Wells, I know he was outstanding earlier in the year. He's definitely been struggling lately, but I think he's healthy, 100%, and he's facing against possibly the worst pitcher in baseball, and Patrick Corbin, and the worst. I think the Nationals are the worst team now. It's not the Reds anymore. It's the Nationals or Reds, definitely the 2 worst teams in baseball in Washington Park. So this is a great bounce back opportunity for him. And then Drew Smyly, the underappreciated strikeout artist against the Mets in New York. I know the Mets are a tough matchup. The Mets are the team that just completely clobbered Pablo Lopez on Saturday night. But I still think Drew Smyly is going to strike out enough people to stay relevant. And then Thursday, sorry, goose eggs for you. A lot of to be determined on the pitchers, the rotation announcements on that day. And then again, the ones that have been announced are the aces, who are guys who are getting rolled out there every 5th day, and their ownership is way above 50%. So I don't got nothing for you on Thursday. But man, I cannot believe I just talked for 20 minutes and like 12 of it was about my trip. So I've already got my next 2 trips pretty much not planned. But I know I know where I'm going. I pretty much know where I'm going, and I know when I'm going. So I've just got to get the money, get the tickets, and set up where I'm going to stay for those days. It's not going to be any new places. It's going to be places that I've been before. And this year, last year, I took like the month of December off from traveling because I wanted to, I was worried about affording Christmas presents. I don't think I'm going to do that this year. I think I'm going to definitely go somewhere in December. Try to get that one last trip in before 2023, which, crazy, looking back, feels like this was a really, really, really quick year. And then tomorrow, I will do my first waiver wire video of the week. And then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, maybe Saturday, too, I'll start doing my first spikes and yikes for the week, also for football. So I'm really excited. Excuse me about that. I've noticed that my videos, the last couple of videos, have been getting a little bit more traffic, a little bit more views. I don't know what's going on with that, but I appreciate it, so thank you. And, that's what I was going to talk about. This thing right here. Have you guys seen this yet? This is brand new. It's the hot and spicy pork things. They've had the chicken ones for a while. They've had the shrimp ones for a while. All excellent. Love them both. But this one, you guys know that I love pork. Pork is my shit. Pork is my jam. These, though, I can't find them. The only place I've seen, and I can't, I'm not going to say that I've looked all over the place. I really just go to one grocery store these days, Winco. There's not a Winco. So the only place that I found these, I'm assuming they're probably Walmart. I need to go to Walmart and look. I need to start shopping at more grocery stores because Winco, I've noticed things they used to carry a lot. The things they used to carry, they don't carry anymore, like the family size pot pies that I used to buy the crap out of because I've always loved the big, pot pies. I can eat a whole family size myself in one serving because I'm fatty. Winco doesn't have those anymore, so I need to start going to Walmart or something like that, see if I can find them, see if I can find these at Walmart. I'm assuming Walmart probably has these. Winco does not, and this I just had it for dinner. So freaking good. And you can find them at 7-Eleven, I know, 100%. Yeah, this one's better. The chicken one is really good. The shrimp one is really good, but this one is just a little bit better. And so I don't even eat regular top ramen anymore after discovering these. This is just not the same. Just can't eat the non-spicy stuff anymore. All right, so I guess I'm done. I'm kind of tired. I didn't sleep much last night. I did kind of doze off on my second leg of my flight. So from Houston to Vegas, I did doze off. So I got a little bit of a nap, but I slept about 3 hours last night because the East Coast time is 3 hours ahead. So 4 days wasn't enough time for me to adjust back to East Coast time. I had to get up at 4 to get to the airport this morning. So I think I went to bed. It's definitely after midnight. Got up at 4, so it was definitely less than 4 hours. So I'm tired. I got to get up. Got to get back to the work grind in the morning. Got to get up at 4. So, it'll be kind of nice to get a full night's sleep. That's not something I've had in long. I just get those on my days off. Because usually on the days I work at UPS, I'm going to bed around midnight, getting up at 4, and then I go to work, come back, take another 2 or 3 hour nap. That's usually how I do it. Or sometimes I just stay up all night because it seems to be better for me and everybody else. Makes me less grumpy somehow. I don't know how it works, but it does. And but I'm not gonna do that tonight. I'm tired, and I gotta get my brakes checked tomorrow. I'm gonna take a Schwab and just add it to my ever-growing tab there. I'm at least gonna take them in the morning and see if they can just give it a routine check. Though I'm pretty sure they're gonna say you need new brakes. And so I'm just going to have them do it. And add it to the tab, for the tires. This car is just getting so aggravating at this point. Like, I'm happy that it's been reliable. For $500, it's been a really reliable car. So I'm very fortunate about that, but I feel like I'm having to fix something on this thing every other week. Not even every other week, every week, something new that's wrong with it, and I'm tired of sinking money into it because it's a $500 car. Like, why should I have to put this much money into this car to keep it running? I just need it to last until 2023, when I'll finally be done paying off my freaking Kia, and that will be off my record, and I should be able to get a car loan at that point. And my credit also is incrementally getting better. That's another reason I go to Les Schwab, because I have a credit line with them. They give me, a credit, and then I just make payments every month, and it strengthens my credit, which is something I need right now, because buying a brand new car and then losing that car in less than 2 years wrecked it for it's been 5 years now. So it completely ruined my life. Not that my life was great before. I think it's definitely I'm definitely in a better place now, but that ruined my life for good 3+ years. I had to leave Eugene and couldn't drive when I got here for a long time. It's just, and now I can't get a car loan until that's taken care of. It's just been madness. But there's light at the end of the tunnel. So I see my car to last another 3 months. It'd be great if it lasted longer. I've never in my life owned 2 running cars at the same time. So it'd be great to have this little Honda and then another car that I make small payments on. And so I can use one as, for work, like for Uber. And then I can have another car for not Uber. So that'd be great. But at this point, I will just take the bare minimum, because that is what I'm used to. And I can't even get, when it comes to people, I can't even get the bare minimum from people. But from inanimate objects, I usually can get the bare minimum from them, because they don't have free will. They don't have minds of their own. Wow. 28 minutes. I'm just rambling. I'm just happy to be home. I hate to say it, because traveling has brought me so much joy in the last few years, but Miami was the first place where I was lonely traveling. Like, usually I'm just staying so busy, staying so occupied, just so happy that it doesn't even occur to me that I am a lonely person. But man, last night I was feeling it. I was feeling pretty down and depressed yesterday and last night, and I was lonely. It'd be nice to have someone to come home to. I was really considering giving up on these freaking dating apps, but I think I'm just gonna have to change tactics a little bit, and work harder, do something different. I never really had a slutty phase in my youth, so maybe it's time to have a slutty phase now in my mid-30s. Because again, I can't expect anything bare minimum from anybody when it comes to my needs and wants. So I just need to hit and quit, right? That's never been my style. But maybe that's the problem. So maybe it's time. Again, I've changed tactics. I don't know. But I'm ending this at half an hour. Peace, love, and nacho fries. Good night. Good luck. See you on the flip side.